Well, hello everybody, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my review of Seeking Sister Wife, Season 6, Episode 6. I'm kind of vanilla in bed. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers who have already done so, thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. So let's get into this review of I Am Kind of Vanilla in Bed. And you may be wondering who that is coming from. It is coming from Reiss and Billy. Now, of course, we all know that the two of them have been toying with the possibility of becoming, I guess, polygamous. Y'all, do we call this polygamy? I don't know what we call this, but they're toying with the idea of bringing a woman into their relationship, for him, and I guess a nanny, housewife, whatever, for her. And so they had talked to a young woman about it, and she referred them to one of her girlfriends. And so Reiss is going out to meet with her, and for their first date. He decides that because he lives in a small town, that he is going to go to a bigger town to meet her because they don't have any real restaurants and stuff like that. Being in the city, I can't even imagine that. But anyway, I digress. So they go out, and he, goes, chooses an ice cream shop for the two of them to meet in. Now, this young woman that they're going to be meeting with is basically a hairstylist, and does the hair of the lady who referred her. So, he's very nervous. And as we all know from the first episode, a lot of people thought that he was gay. And a lot of people still think that he is gay. Welcome, 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 welcome to your first live. Hello there, Barbara. Hello there, 1161 Linda. Hey there, JW1063. Hello, sweetie. Hey, Phoenix Rising. How are you, sweetie? I'm glad to see the members in here. Hey, y'all. Hey. So, they decided they're going to go. And so he is, like I said, he has already had a reputation for a very long time that a lot of people think he's gay. And he knows that, right? He said that the reason why he is not gay is because he likes the tatas, okay? He likes the tatas too much to be gay. So anyway, we see him very nervous at the ice cream shop, and he is waiting on this young lady to come in and everything. And so when a young lady comes in, he's awkward. He tries to hug her. She doesn't really want a hug from him, right? So he ends up shaking her hand. And so they, try to sit down and have a conversation with each other. And she's looking at him with the side eye because, he is so nervous. I mean, it's just completely obvious that the man is nervous, right? And so after, they sit there for a while, they get up and they go and get some ice cream. He's very awkward at the counter. And so the lady comes over. She says that she likes rainbow ice cream. He says that he likes vanilla, that he is very vanilla. He's vanilla even in bed. And so, right, so she's just like, wait a minute, what, right? She can tell automatically that, like, this is not a connection for her. But she's like, okay, I'm curious about it. Let me see. So after she, decides that, she's going to go through with it, the young lady comes over, they order their ice cream. She suggests that she got birthday cake, and she suggested that he try something other than vanilla. And he was like, no, I want vanilla. I know what I like. So the two of them go over to the table and all of that kind of stuff, right? And they're sitting there. And so she begins to ask him questions and, what do you want out of this relationship? And so, he's saying that he wants a relationship where they're bringing somebody else into the family where she would be, basically physical with him, but not with the wife. And so she's like, okay, and as she would be a helpmate to the wife. So she said, well, are y'all open to, being with, I want to be with both of y'all. And so he's like, okay, so what do you mean by that? She says, I want to be physical and have an experience in this relationship with the two of you all. And he is completely shocked and turned off and says that no, it's not going to go that way. So then, she asked him flat out, point blank and to the period, whether or not he had ever been with a man. And so, he's astonished and, a little awkward about it. He, gives that little nervous laugh and everything. And he says, no, he hasn't been, with a man before, but he tells her in this particular relationship that he's going to be the only one getting the good, and she's like, oh, okay, well, this is not what I'm looking for. It's just not going to work out. So this absolutely was blew up in their faces. He is such an awkward guy. I don't think that he should be the one who is going out to do anything in this relationship right here, y'all. This is the weirdest relationship because Alexa, is her name Alexis, or whatever her name is, right? She is so worried about Shanay. Now, as we all know, Shanay felt like she was not getting what she needed to out of Mister. And so she decided that, instead of telling him, she's going to show him. Uh, she came into the household and basically told him, hey, I'm in a relationship with another guy. Yes, we have been intimate with one another because I felt like I wasn't getting what I needed to get out of the relationship with you. And so as a result of that, right, he got mad and decided that he was going to go and pick up someone else. He went back, right? He circled the block back to a woman by the name of Marilyn, who he had dated before. But when him and his wife went out to date her, she basically said the sex was okay. It wasn't really good. So of course that turned him off. Now he had sent Shanay a text message, and because she did not respond back to him immediately, he was feeling some kind of way about it. And so of course, he goes into a rebound. So, but his wife is telling him, though his wife is the one in the pink, she is telling him, look, I can't lose her. He said, well, if she closed the door to me, if she won't open the door, then what am I supposed to do? So, of course, his wife was like, you're supposed to knock on the door. So he is now stuck between the rock and the hard place because he thought that he was going to be able to rebound with Marilyn, who basically told him, the sex wasn't good with you or anything, right? I'm just circling the block because, the two of us been talking on Facebook or whatever. And I'm just trying to see, what it is that you about right now. He really ain't about Jack. And so, he says that, he so the wife is, feeling some kind of way. She didn't like really meeting with Marilyn. And so she really wants him to get his shit together. So of course, she is whining and complaining and everything like that. Because if Shanay ain't doing it with them, then I think that she feel like I gotta do it. So, she has a conversation with Shanay about the relationship and stuff like that. And Shanay is like, look, I wasn't getting what I needed to get out of him. He sent me a text message, but he ain't really said nothing and really done anything. And I need to know that he is just, really serious about the relationship. Has he gone out and dated anybody else? Now, the wife, in fear of getting in the middle of it and telling the truth and losing Shanay, lied by omission that he had indeed went out and tried to date somebody else. And she told him that, he needed to continue to pursue Shanay. She felt like when the two of them went out on a date with Merlin, that they were cheating on Shanay. And so she did not want to, get into any of that kind of stuff, with them, or, she just was like, I just don't want to get into it. So she lied to her. Eventually, she's going to have to tell the truth about the subject matter. So he reached out to Shanae. She read a text message from him that was basically saying, he's awkward and, he didn't handle it correctly and he wanted to go. Exactly. Deirdre Jackson said she flat out lied. Absolutely, she did. And so, he's like, okay, what we're not going to do is this. And so he wrote a text message to Shanae at the, suggestion of his wife, who is in total fear that she is going to lose Shanae. And so, the two of them decided that they're going to go out on a date with each other. We see him, with some flowers and everything, and he is trying to mend this relationship. Now, Alexis know that she's going to Alexis, Alyssa, or what up, y'all? What is the lady's name? I can't even think of what her name is, but she knows that she's going to have to, at some point, fess up to him wanting to be with Merlin. I don't know whether or not she's going to continue to lie through the situation or what it is she's going to do, but she's some trash. She's some garbage. And I just think that she just doesn't want to physically be with her own husband. So she would prefer that he be with her. Disgusting. The next couple that I want to talk about is Teresa and the family. Teresa has joined his family with these two established women. As we all know, Jennifer is pregnant again with another baby in her womb. And then, of course, we got old girl who has been in there through the thick and thin. The two of them are married to each other. At first, Teresa, who's standing in the back, had made a decision that she was going to tell them that she wants to marry someone too. She had asked whether or not they were ready to take the other girl back. I can't think of her name right now. But they was like, no, we don't have any, Danielle, we don't have any intention on taking Danielle back. And so, she's left between a rock and a hard place. She is feeling rejected. They have asked her to slow down. Now, I did a a review on her where there is allegations that she is, was a prostitute at one time in her life. And I guess maybe for her, this is stability she already has, is living in a home with them and has her son living there. And I'm just like, this is just so inappropriate on so many levels. And the thing about it is they got kids watching this going on downtown to the household. So anyway, Jennifer decides that she is going to have a boudoir photo shoot. And she invites the two ladies to go with her. This is something that she wants to present to Nick, from all of them. But she's not. She's feeling insecure about her body, insecure about her place in this relationship with April and Jennifer and with him. Now, last episode, he tried to tell her, okay, prior to going into the boom boom room, he tried to tell her, hey, G Debo, hey, boo. He tried to tell her that he wasn't interested in her that way. Now, mind you, they have been friends for over 14 years, and now she's getting into the relationship because Danielle left. But she wanted to be married and all that. And they kind of told her she moving too fast. So she does this boudoir suit with photo shoot where they, make you up from your head to your toes. And so she's sitting in there thinking that this is going to build her self-esteem. This is going to make her feel better about herself and make her feel like, she's wanted by Nick. And so she's sitting there and she's looking at April and Jennifer, who are established business women and in this relationship with him, right? And I don't know why he's surprised because, Lord Jesus, put that mess back in the Cracker Jack box. You know, the Cracker Jack ones that you get, you just get it because that's what Cracker Jack's been doing for years. But at the end of the day, honey, all you want is the popcorn and the nuts and the caramel. You don't want that prize that's in there. That goes in the trash. That's how I see Nick. Okay, but anyway, I digress. So anyway, she's sitting there, she's looking at the women and she's measuring herself against these women. And so, you know, she starts to cry and all of that. So now they got to build up her self-esteem. And, you know, April was just like, basically, you know, this girl is really challenged with low self-esteem. She don't have, you know, anything, you know, positive to say about herself. She doesn't have a good self-image and she really needs some therapy at this point. They are recognizing that this girl, in her effort to want to try to fit in, is really showing that she does not value herself and that she's measuring herself against them being successful women. That's what April basically said, right? So, so anyway, after they do that, right, they talk her down. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm sitting up here crying. Neither could I. Neither could you. Neither could we. We couldn't understand where that was coming from. And so, you know, they get in there and, you know, the woman tells her, you're a beautiful woman. Everything's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So now she lightens up. They take her picture. They all have on lingerie. They, you know, are dressed in different lingerie. And I mean, and it really looks nice. She takes a picture with the three of them, and I guess that they're going to be giving this to Nick. Like I said, the pictures look really pretty, but that is not going to bring her out of this hellhole that she finds herself in. She's in a hellhole with herself, and it's just absolutely unfortunate. Last but not least, Yessel and Danny. Now, so they got this woman named Jackie. Jackie up in the face look about 60. She look about my age. She is a child and she is trying to go into this relationship with him. Now Danny got all these stipulations about what she wants and what she does not want. She wants this woman to come in, don't really want her to make love to her husband, and she absolutely doesn't want this woman to get pregnant by Yessel. But this woman sat at the table, being honest, and told her, I desire to have other children. Now, Daddy sits there and makes a decision for her womb and says that there are other ways for her to get pregnant. Houseway, who paying for that? Anyway, she is adamant that she is going to leave her husband should he decide that he is going to have a baby with her, right? She don't. If he have a baby, she out. But she hasn't approved this woman. But then in this week's episode, they all go down to some little hole in the wall so that the family can meet Jackie, who Danny has not even committed to. Deirdre said Jackie nasty too. Okay. Yes, sugar. Okay, Phoenix. I don't like him either at all. I told y'all in last week's review, I really believe he didn't know Ray slept with her. I think the two of them are lying and letting Danny think that they have not been together. But I think that they have absolutely been together. Anyway, so now they make a decision, right, that they're going to introduce her to their friends and their family. So here Jackie is in there, right? A person that Danny has not said yay or nay on yet. And they got the little raggedy brother in there. Looking every bit of crackheadish, alcoholic-ish to me. He sits down at the table and he wants to have a conversation with Jackie about why she wants to do this, and what if the family don't approve her nickname Patty Rag, give a dog a bone. So she's sitting there trying to sell herself to his rag, and said the brother just told him that they were even trying to get into this kind of party type of lifestyle. Then he gonna sit there and tell her, well, I don't know whether or not, I'm gonna approve you, or I'm gonna go with the okey doke, because we don't do this in our family. This ain't how we go. Mother, you did, excuse me, y'all. You did, because this is what your brother doing. How you gonna sit there and say we don't do this in our family when you sitting there along with other people meeting Jackie for something your brother about to do? He's already done it before. The reason why he has all these issues and all of y'all meeting Jackie is because he snuck behind Danny's back and did it before with another woman. If you don't get the fuck out of here. He said, what if we don't approve you and we don't like you? She said, I mean, I just hope that it'll turn around and that y'all eventually, y'all will get with the program. He said, yeah, you know what? I like you after all. I like the fact that you answered the question that way and that you would give us time. But your brother don't need time. Danny is wasting his time. He is ready to stay and lay with Jackie. She has already indicated in the very first conversation that she asked Danny straight up, how would you feel about me being with your husband? She flat out asked that at the table. She don't have no reservations and no hesitation. She wants to be with this man. And guess what? He wants to be with her. And Danny is standing in the way because this is not something that Danny wants to do. I don't know when she's going to sit there and tell this man and be honest. She is extremely jealous, and the woman has not even, like, are you kidding me? Why would she tell her husband, right? If I'm married to somebody, why would I even entertain the thought of this, knowing that I'm going to be jealous and that I am going to have all of these, hurdles that this woman got to jump? Now, we see Yessel basically wanting to spend time with Jackie. He wants to be with Jackie. When she sat up there at that table, instead, making love is my thing. Oh, he was all ears and all something else as well. He absolutely wants to be with this woman. So he is about to go out on a business trip. She better check and see whether or not girlfriend Jackie got a airline ticket, whether or not she gonna get another stamp in her passport book wherever he's going, because he's gone for a while. And he is basically letting her know, I want to be with Jackie and I need you to make a decision about what this going to be or what this isn't going to be. Okay, what you saying, Phoenix? Linda said that vibe was strong at that table. How did the wife not pick that up? Exactly. Phoenix said Yessel has a whole side piece that nobody knows about. Does Danny really think he's being faithful while he's working out of town for months at a time? That part. That part right there. That part. That part. I think that this is a man who is staying around because he's staying around y'all because he wants to be involved in his children's lives, and it's probably cheaper to keep her. You know how many people stay in relationships just so that they don't have to pay child support or pay alimony? You think that this man has not already been with Jackie? I'm convinced he's been with Jackie, and I'm convinced it would come out in the wash. This is a messy situation. We saw last week that Danny is jealous and, trying to bring friction between her, Lorena, and Garrick. These couples want to get into this this lifestyle and they don't know how to handle it. And it's just absolutely disgusting. Anyway, that is the end of my review. Y'all let me know downtown in the comment section what you all think about this. Like, do y'all think that Yeezel is already cheating? Will Reiss ever find somebody who's going to like him? And when are they, and when is Nick and them going to get rid of Teresa? Because Teresa's not working out. Will Shanay leave her new man for this old man who ain't did nothing for her and act like he don't know how to act, plus he ugly and he fat? Anyway, ain't nobody got this to do. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I will see y'all soon. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, y'all.